Hey guys, I'm Viv and I'm going to be making my pine tar soap today by hot process, so I thought I'd show you how I do it. The ingredients that I use are olive oil, castor oil, pine tar, and I use the Equinard one, and coconut oil. Label somewhere. Yep. Okay, and I'm going to measure it out into my crock pot, and I'm going to heat up the oils, and I'll put the hot lye in with that. So I'll get back to you when I do that. This is the crock pot heating up. I've got no idea if the volume is going to work on this, so I'll talk loud. Okay, I'm about to add the hot lye. I'll just check the temperatures, and hopefully I don't knock my phone off. Okay, so it's just up to 31. You can see that. Everything's added into here, so you can see the pine tar's added. I probably won't bother with the stick blender because it's just going to set up as I do it anyway. So we add that in. And yes, I know I'm not wearing gloves, don't worry. Being all hot, it stays more fluid than if you were doing it as cold process with cool lye and cool oils. So I'm going to actually stick blend it for a little while. If I can get my stick blender out. As you can see, it goes thick very quickly, and that's tracing about 2 seconds. So now all I do is I let it cook. As you can see, it's very thick. Now, if that was cold process, you might be worried that the lye wasn't properly mixed in. But with hot process, you leave it and it cooks through. You can mix it. It goes a lot more fluid, and then you can make sure that it's all mixed in. But I just prefer hot process for this, so I'll let it cook and I'll come back to it when it's done. I use 15% pine tar in mine because I want a good amount. The commercial version only has about 1%, which really is not even worthwhile putting in. Okay, we'll come back when it's done a bit. Okay, it's been cooking for a few minutes now, and I just wanted to show you. This is how hard it is. It's absolutely solid. So if you were doing this by cold process, you'd probably be rather upset by now. But as you can see, it's actually quite fluid underneath where it's got the heat. So underneath it's actually starting to gel. Now it's only been a few minutes. This isn't a slow process. So I'm just going to break this up a little bit just to make it easier for it to get all the heat to it. because otherwise the heat's all on the bottom. As you can see it's starting to go all fluidy again. Once it does that, it's actually gelling. So I'm just going to break this up and mix it in, and I'll put the foam down. Okay. Excuse me if I sing along with the song. It's, you got to put the right words in for this song. Okay, I won't say that bit. Okay, it's up to about 70 degrees. That's Celsius, by the way, girls. Boys, sorry. As you can see, it's starting to loosen up. It's getting nice and fluid. There's still some lumps in there. See your face again. I used to work for Myers in the music department. We used to play this song and sing the lyrics, like the full lyrics, when there was nobody around, of course. Couldn't have got away with it otherwise. Okay, so what I've done is, it's pretty fluid now. Okay, it's up to about 80 degrees, and I've taken a little bit out and added some water. So this is what I call the lather test. So if it makes a lather, it means that it's saponified, because it's not going to make lather unless it's completely saponified. So it's making a good lather. There's a tiny zap, but it's actually pretty good. So, and I mean, that's how long it takes to do hot process. It doesn't take hours to cook it. You cook it to gel. If you're not sure if it's gelled, do the lather test. Take a bit out, cool it, run it under the water and see if you can make a lather with it. If it makes lather, then it is cooked. And that's all you have to worry about. You can do a zap test, which really is not dangerous, okay? People seem to think that you're going to be electrocuted or your tongue's going to fall off or something like that. It's ridiculous. Okay, there's no zap there, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, this is the zap test. You get a little bit of soap, you touch it to your tongue. That's all you do. Okay? Tastes like soap. Okay, so that's all you do for a zap test. You're not licking the soap, it's not an ice cream, you're not going to lick it. You're just touching it against your tongue. It's not going to hurt you unless it is just straight lye. I mean, if you've cooked it or it's been, you know, over 24 hours since you made it, it's not going to do anything terrible. You're not going to end up with, you know, a hole in your tongue or something. It's just like that, touch, no zap. The zap is probably the wrong word. It is actually like a little tingle, and you'll just feel a little bit, you know, sort of, that didn't feel right, you know, and that's it. If it's soap, it just tastes like soap, and it's, you know, ugh, pretty nasty. But it's not going to hurt you, and after you've done a few, you know, you get blasé about it, and you know what to zap and what isn't. But seriously, it's nothing to be scared about. Okay, I'm just putting this into the mould at the moment. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but as you can see, it's not hard. And the great thing about hot process soap is that I can just take this pot when I'm finished and all my tools and everything and wash them with a bit of hot water, and because it's all saponified, there's no oily mess. not like cold process where everything is oily and greasy. So cleanup is so much easier. And it's taken me probably 20 minutes from start to finish. So all these videos you see where they go cook for 2 hours, that is a crock. You don't need to cook for hours. If you cook for hours, you end up with a dried out soap, which is pretty nasty. And that's where people get the idea that all hot process soap is rustic. I hate that word. Don't use the word rustic around me. Yes, it may not be as smooth and it looks like a pile of shit, but you know, it's soap. And the pine tar soap is great for itchy skin. Okay, what I sometimes do is put a bit of plastic over that and just sort of pat it down, which find my old lather, that will do. Okay, so just to smooth the top, you can do this. Now, I did a fairly high water discount with this. I think I used about 25% water, or less than 30% water anyway, so it does make it a little bit more firmer. And if you use full water with hot processed soap, you end up with it shrinking as it cures. So, and hot processed soap does need a cure 4 weeks as per normal soap. Okay, so that's how I make my hot process pine tar soap in around 30 minutes, start to finish.